Hi everyone, my name is Ashwarya Singh and welcome back to Education. I know after a while we are making a comeback almost after a month, but when in life you cannot achieve consistency, just take a step back, figure everything out and come back stronger. That is what we are doing here with this video on interim budget of 2024. Interim budget होता क्या है? तो government interim budget इसीलिए prepare करती है because उनके पास समय नहीं है to come up with an annual budget, especially if it is an election year. So 2024 is an election year, इसीलिए इंटरिम बजट को अनाउंस किया गया या इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया हमारे पार्लियामेंट में. अब उनमें से कौन से सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन है? आई नो बहुत सारे सोर्सेज, बहुत सारे वीडियोस ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है, आप ऑलरेडी उन्हें देख चुके होंगे, समझ भी चुके होंगे, लेकिन अगर क्विकली उन सारे पॉइंट्स को समझना और रिवाइज करना है देन डू नॉट स्किप एनी पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो. पूरा का पूरा PDF of the session will be uploaded on our Telegram channel. Link is always in the description box. So these are all the topics that I've extracted from the interim budget in the most easiest way possible. You are going to learn them or revise them with me. So let's start the video by understanding what Honorable Finance Minister had to say about welfare initiatives of the government. So last 10 सालों में सबका साथ स्कीम के साथ, इस वैल्यू के साथ 25 करोड़ पीपल को मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी से फ्री करवाया है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने. 34 लाख करोड़ का DBT यानी डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर किया गया है बाय द गवर्नमेंट यूजिंग द PM जनधन अकाउंट्स. PM स्वानिधि से अबाउट 78 लाख स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स को क्रेडिट असिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड करवाया गया है. द वल्नरेबल, द पर्टिकुलरली वल्नरेबल ट्राइबल ग्रुप्स जो have stayed away from the realm of development have been brought into the cycle of development by PM Janman Yojana in the past 10 years. With PM Vishwakarma Yojana, end-to-end support provide किया गया artisans और craftsmen को जो 18 अलग-अलग trades में engaged हैं. हर साल अंडर PM किसान सम्मान योजना डायरेक्ट फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड किया गया अबाउट 11.8 करोड़ फार्मर्स को, इंक्लूडिंग मार्जिनल एंड स्मॉल फार्मर्स. क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस भी दिया गया है अबाउट 4 करोड़ फार्मर्स को अंडर द PM फसल बीमा योजना. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक नेशनल एग्रीकल्चर मार्केट ने 1361 मंडीज यानी 1361 मंडियों को जोड़ा है, इंटीग्रेट किया है. अराउंड 1.8 करोड़ फार्मर्स को इससे ट्रेडिंग सर्विसेज अवेल करवाई गई हैं. Now let's see what our finance minister has to say when it comes to government efforts of empowering our youths. So first of all, the national education policy of 2020 is transformational. This has been a reform I understand both difficult for the students and the teachers to get used to, and all the university level पे जो changes हुए हैं. But the ultimate goal is delivering quality teaching and holistic nurturing of well-rounded individuals, जिसके लिए PM Shri का setup किया गया, that is Prime Minister School for Rising India. Under Skill India Mission, 1.4 crore youth को training दे दी गई है. 54 lakh youths को upskill और reskill किया जा चुका है एंड 3000 नई ITIs को सेटअप भी किया गया है. A large number of institutions, especially for higher learning, जैसे 7 IITs, 16 IIITs, 7 IIMs, 15 AIMS and 319 universities को भी सेटअप किया गया है. शार्क टैंक की पॉपुलैरिटी से ये अनुमान लगाना गलत नहीं होगा that India has become the hub of startups and our government is equally supporting our youth with amazing grand global vision. PM मुद्रा योजना has sanctioned 43 crore loans जिसका वैल्यू अगर एग्रीगेट किया जाए तो अबाउट 22.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए दिए गए हमारे यूथ्स को to give wings to their startup vision. Along with that, there are other schemes like Fund of Funds, Startup India scheme, Startup Credit Guarantee scheme जो हमारे youths को empower कर रहे हैं to take a step back, take a risk, to take a step ahead, take a risk and start and build their own company. Looking at what government has done and is planning to continue with women empowerment initiatives. So 30 crore Mudra Yojana loans have been given to women entrepreneurs. Female enrollment in higher education has gone up by 28% in the last 10 years. Or STEM courses जो हैं, STEM courses for girls and women constitute of about 43% of enrollment, which is one of the highest in the world. In case you don't understand STEM, it means in the courses of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Moving on to geopolitics. So recently it was announced that India, Middle East, East Europe economic corridor will be made, which will be a strategic and economic game changer for India and the involved countries. On to a new announcement again, vision for Viksit Bharat by 2047. So one of the vision is that of prosperous Bharat in harmony with nature, modern infrastructure, and providing opportunities to all citizens and all regions to reach their potential. इसका पूरा जो budget है और जो detailed roadmap है, it will be announced in July 2024, which is coming soon, and I'll update you then. Moving on to government strategy for Amrit Kal, which has been earlier talked a lot about even by our Prime Minister. See, government is trying to adopt economic policies that will foster sustainable growth, facilitate inclusivity, improve productivity, and provide work opportunities to all, so that रिफॉर्म परफॉर्म एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म का जो प्रिंसिपल है वो रियलाइज किया जा सके. एंड उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट इज़ अवेयर दैट एडिक्वेट फाइनेंसेस, रेलिवेंट टेक्नोलॉजी और अप्रोप्रिएट ट्रेनिंग्स की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ेगी फॉर आर MSMEs. And government is orienting regulatory environment for MSMEs as well. And the most important element that was talked about was the concept of policy mix. I don't know how many of you understand this, but अगर simple सरल भाषा में अगर मैं इसे समझाऊँ तो it's a combination of measures enacted by both fiscal and monetary policy makers. Both of them, they come together. That is obviously fiscal policy by the finance ministry and the monetary policy by the RBI, that is the central bank. They'll come together in order to strengthen and stabilize our national economy. It is also looking at facilitating sustaining high and more resource efficient economic growth, and for this, they are working towards energy security with 3 key terms: availability, accessibility, and affordability. ये 3 A's की बात की गई है in the budget. And for meeting the investment needs, हमारा government is preparing for financial sector in terms of size, capacity, skill, and regulatory framework, so that required investment can flow in and can be generated. Talking about aspirational districts. See, government stands to assist the states in faster development of the aspirational districts and blocks, including generation of ample economic opportunities. The focus of the bureaucrats has to be in employment generation, opportunity generation for our youths. Next, moving on to government paying utmost attention in making sure that the eastern region of the country is taken care of. With bringing the eastern region in actively, हमारे growth की जो speed है will escalate and become more powerful. Talking about PM Awas Yojana, government is very close at achieving its target of 3 crore houses. 2 crore ghar will be made in the next 5 years to meet the requirement arising from an increase in the number of families, citing the population increase. On to the next important initiative, that is the rooftop solarization and Muft Bijli initiative. See, through this solarization project, 1 crore households will be enabled to obtain 300 units of free electricity every month. About the benefits by these initiatives, first of all, savings for the households would be anywhere between 15 to 18,000 rupees annually. Charging of EVs will become, even more affordable, and entrepreneurial opportunities बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. Citing the demand will also increase, the supply has to be met, and along with that, employment generation तो होगा ही, especially for the youths with technical skills in manufacturing and installation part of the initiative. Moving on. अभी बजट आता है तो यही सवाल पूछते हैं हम कि मिडिल क्लास के लिए क्या है. So government will launch a scheme to help deserving sections of middle class families who are currently living in rented houses, slums, chawls या unauthorized colonies to buy or build their own houses. For a middle class family, it's a dream of a lifetime, and the government is here to support that dream. Moving on to a very important topic, that is the health sector. The government is planning, first of all, to set up more medical colleges by utilizing the current or the existing hospital infrastructure under various departments. और उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने कमिटीज़ भी बनाई हैं और वो रेलिवेंट रिकमेंडेशंस देंगी, गाइडलाइंस क्यूरेट होगा, एंड उसके बाद the government is also looking at encouraging vaccination for the girls in the age of 9 to 14 years of age group for the prevention of cervical cancer. Recently, you must have heard of cervical cancer. Even Twitter पे trend हो गया cervical cancer for some absolutely vague reasons, but I will tell you exactly why awareness for cervical cancer is a need of the hour. So cervical cancer has become one of the leading reasons of increased number of death of women in the recent times. It is a cancer that cannot be detected until and unless a procedure in which cells are scrapped from the cervix are looked under a microscope. So it's a very slow growing cancer and it is in form of tissues of the cervix. India has developed its own indigenous vaccine and has up till now saved 2 lakh women from cervical cancer. On various schemes for maternal and childcare health will be brought under this integrated comprehensive program so that there is a synergy in their implementation, as well as upgradation of Anganwadi centers under Saksham Anganwadi, and Poshan 2.0 will also be expedited because the vision is improved nutrition delivery and early childhood care. Moving on, there is also a new UWIN platform of the government for managing immunization efforts, especially under Mission Indradhanush, and healthcare cover under Ayushman Bharat scheme will be extended to Asha worker, Anganwadi workers and the helpers. Mission Indradhanush क्या है तो Feb 2021 में इसको लॉन्च किया गया था with the aim of extending routine immunization programs for all children and women who missed it during COVID-19 situation. Talking about agriculture and food processing sector. गवर्नमेंट का जो कोर फोकस रहा है 2 पैरामीटर्स पे है. सबसे पहला है वैल्यू एडिशन इन एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर एंड सेकेंडली इज बूस्टिंग फार्मर्स इनकम, जिसके लिए बहुत सारे स्कीम्स आए हैं. पहला है प्रधानमंत्री किसान संपदा योजना. इफ यू डोंट नो अबाउट दिस, द स्कीम एम्स एट क्रिएटिंग मॉडर्न इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर विद एफिशिएंट सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट. सो इस स्कीम के तहत 38 लाख फार्मर्स को फ़ायदा पहुंचाया गया है और 10 लाख जितना एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट हुआ है. प्रधानमंत्री फॉर्मलाइजेशन ऑफ माइक्रो फूड प्रोसेसिंग एंटरप्राइजेस योजना, अगर आपको अगेन इफ यू हैव नो क्लू अबाउट दिस, अंडर द आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान, इसका एम है टू एनहांस कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग इंडिविजुअल माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस एंड ऑर्गेनाइज सेगमेंट ऑफ द फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री एंड प्रमोट फॉर्मलाइजेशन, यानी ऑर्गेनाइज दिस इंडस्ट्री वेरी वेल. सो अंडर दिस योजना इट हैज असिस्टेड 2.4 lakh SHGs and 60,000 individuals with credit linkages. एंड और भी बहुत सारे स्कीम्स है जो एफर्ट्स डाल रहे हैं इन रिड्यूसिंग पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट लॉसेस एंड इम्प्रूविंग प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड इनकम. The government is also focusing on developing this and promoting this private and public investment when it comes to post-harvest activities like aggregation, modern storage, efficient supply chain, primary, secondary processing, as well as marketing and branding. Our finance minister talked about a strategy that will be formulated to achieve Atmanirbharta for oil seeds such as mustard, groundnut, sesame, soybean, etc. And ये बहुत ही research-oriented स्ट्रैटेजी होगी जिसके लिए बहुत सारे मॉडर्न फार्मिंग टेक्निक्स को अपनाना पड़ेगा एंड उस पर जो रिसर्च का खर्चा होगा गवर्नमेंट विल बी डूइंग इट. शी ऑल्सो मैंशन अबाउट नैनो डैप. यू कैन सी हियर दिस इज व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. इट इज़ अ कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड फॉस्फेट बेस्ड फर्टिलाइज़र एंड ये प्रोवाइड करता है फॉस्फरस न्यूट्रिशन को थ्रू आउट द क्रॉप ग्रोथ एंड द डेवलपमेंट साइकिल. इसको मैन्युफैक्चर किया जा रहा है बाय इंडियन फार्मर फर्टिलाइजर कोऑपरेटिव, दैट इज़ इफ्को, इन एसोसिएशन विद प्राइवेट प्लेयर फ्रॉम कोरोमंडल, जिनका नाम ऑब्वियसली नहीं डिस्क्लोज किया गया है. एंड नैनो डैप विल हेल्प इन ब्रिंगिंग डाउन जो हमारा फर्टिलाइजर का इम्पोर्ट का बिल है उसको, एंड इट इज़ ऑल्सो एक्सपेक्टेड टू कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट इन ब्रिंगिंग डाउन एनुअल सब्सिडी ऑन non-urea fertilizer. Further, talking about the dairy industry, there is a comprehensive program that the government will focus on, and efforts will be made, already have been made, on controlling foot and mouth disease. India दुनिया का largest milk producer है, but low productivity है of milch animals, तो उस पर focus किया जाएगा. And the program will be built on the success of the existing schemes. उसके लिए कोई नई स्कीम नहीं आएगी. राष्ट्रीय गोकुल मिशन, नेशनल लाइवस्टॉक मिशन, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट फंड्स फॉर डेयरी प्रोसेसिंग, एनिमल हस्बेंड्री, इन सब का यूज़ किया जाएगा. एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना की अगर मैं बात करूँ, so it is a very important step in the direction of aquaculture productivity that has to be increased from existing 3 to 5 tons per hectare and to double the exports to 1 lakh crore, generate 55 lakh employment opportunities in the near future. So all of these would be in the focus areas of the government. About self-help groups, about 83 lakh SHGs with 9 crore women are transforming the rural socio-economic landscape of India with empowerment and self-reliance as their core. Their success has assisted nearly 1 crore women to become Lakhpati Didi already. Never heard of Lakhpati Didi? It is a scheme that is aiming at encouraging women to take up work in micro enterprises and learning skills like plumbing, tailoring, weaving, जिससे एक sustainable source of income generate कर पाती हैं वो about 1 lakh rupees at least per annum. And उनके achievement से और भी बहुत सारे women को inspiration मिला है. And now the government is also excited about this and they have decided to enhance the target of Lakhpati Didi from 2 crore to 3 crore women. Moving on. Further, in the field of research and development, a corpus of 1 lakh crore will be established with a 50-year interest-free loan for encouraging private sector to scale up research and innovation. And बहुत सारे नए scheme भी launch किए जाएंगे for strengthening deep tech technology for defense purposes and expediting आत्मनिर्भरता. Talking about railways, 3 major economic railway corridor programs will be implemented, and these areas are number 1, energy, mineral and cement corridor, number 2, port connectivity corridor, and number 3, high traffic density corridors. So the project will be identified under PM Gati Shakti Yojana so that it enables multi-modal connectivity. They will improve our logistic efficiency and also help in reducing the cost. Together with dedicated freight corridor, these 3 economic corridors will accelerate our GDP growth as well because logistic का जो cost है, that will be reduced. The Minister also talked about her vision with railways, and 40,000 normal rail bogies will be converted to Vande Bharat standards so as to enhance safety, convenience and comfort of the passengers. Metro Rail Namo Bharat will also be the catalyst for required urban transformation और in expansion से जो large cities में transit oriented development है उसको achieve किया जाएगा. Talking about the aviation sector, the number of airports have to be doubled to 149, and for that, the rollout of air connectivity to 2 tier, 3 tier cities under the Udan scheme has already been worked upon. Indian carriers have proactively placed an order of about 1,000 new aircrafts for achieving the goal, and expansion of airports and development of new airports will be continued expeditiously so that 149 ka target meet kar paye government. Moving on to the next sector. The green energy sector, we'll talk about EV, biomanufacturing, biofoundry. So towards meeting जो हमारा commitment है net zero का by 2070, following measures will be taken. So viability gap funding will be provided for harnessing offshore wind energy potential for an initial capacity of 1 gigawatt, जिसको हम बढ़ाएंगे in the coming future. Coal gasification, liquefaction at capacity 100 metric ton का will be set up by 2030. This will also help us in reducing the imports of natural gas, methanol and ammonia. Phased mandatory blending of compressed biogas CBG in compressed natural gas CNG for the transport and pipeline का जो natural gas है PNG for domestic purposes will be mandated, and financial assistance will be provided for the procurement of biomass aggregation machinery to support the collection process. So I hope you understand कि green energy को लेकर क्या vision है. Let's quickly see EV sector को लेकर government ने क्या announcement की है. About the EV sector, government will expand and strengthen e-vehicle ecosystem और उसके लिए manufacturing और charging infrastructure को काफ़ी support देने की बात की गई है. Adoption of e-buses for public transport network will be encouraged through payment security mechanisms. Biomanufacturing and biofoundry की अगर बात करें, so एक नई scheme है of biomanufacturing and biofoundry जिसको जल्दी launch किया जाएगा, and ये provide करेगा environmental friendly alternatives such as biodegradable polymers, bioplastic, biopharmaceuticals, bioagri inputs etc. और ये scheme transforming जो हमारा current जो consumptive manufacturing paradigm है इसको रीजेनरेटिव प्रिंसिपल के साथ ट्रांसफॉर्म करने की बात कर रहा है. सो वील हैव टू वेट कि कौन सा पॉलिसी आने वाला है फॉर द सेम. Talking about blue economy, the project 2.0, government is looking at promoting climate resilient activities and restoration और adaptation measures को use करके implement करके coastal aquaculture और mariculture को integrate करके एक approach देख रही है गवर्नमेंट. आप देखोगे बहुत सारे स्कीम्स हैं फॉर एक्वाकल्चर, मरीकल्चर, बट उनको इंटीग्रेट कर दिया जाए सो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन एंड रिजल्ट्स विल बी वेरी गुड. टॉकिंग अबाउट टूरिज्म, द गवर्नमेंट इज एक्चुअली गोइंग टू एंड इज ऑलरेडी एनकरेजिंग स्टेट्स so that they take up comprehensive development of the iconic टूरिस्ट सेंटर्स और वो उसको ब्रांड करे, उसको मार्केट करे एट अ ग्लोबल स्केल. फर्दर फ्रेमवर्क जो है रेटिंग सिस्टम का, वो डिपेंड करेगा क्वालिटी ऑफ द फैसिलिटीज एंड द सर्विसेज दैट विल बी प्रोवाइडेड एट दीज टूरिस्ट स्पॉट्स. लॉन्ग टर्म इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन देने की बात की जा रही है टू द स्टेट, सो दैट वो जो क्वालिटी अश्योरेंस है वो डेफिनेटली डिलीवर कर पाए. एंड फर्दर टू एड्रेस द इमर्जिंग फर्वर फॉर डोमेस्टिक टूरिज्म, लाइक यू नो के लक्षद्वीप को लेके जो क्रेज है, इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड. एंड ऑफ कोर्स देयर हैज बीन some controversy with the other island nation, but we are going to focus on our own indigenous beautiful island of Lakshadweep. So for that, domestic tourism, projects for port connectivity, tourism infrastructure, amenities, all of this are taken into consideration, which will also lead towards generating employment. So government is looking at a holistic way of developing tourism sector. For investments, the FDI inflow during 2014 to 2023 has been 596 billion US dollars, making it a golden era because this inflow was twice as compared to 2005 to 14 ka phase. And for encouraging further sustained foreign investment, the government is negotiating bilateral investment treaties with our foreign partners in the spirit of first develop India. Further, reforms in the state for Viksit Bharat, a provision of 75,000 crore rupees as a 50-year interest-free loan is proposed this year to support the milestone-linked reforms by state governments. Moving on to the final part of the session, and that is the societal change. The government will form a high-powered committee for extensive consideration of various societal changes which are arising out of fast population growth and the demographic changes. So जो बदलता भारत है उसके जो बदलते सामाजिक समस्याएं, उसके लिए एक कमेटी बैठाई जाएगी. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you revised well with me and you understood the most important points. I'll be uploading the PDF on our Telegram channel. I'll see you in the next session.